Okay, today is our final installment of this week's special series, Liar, Liar. One mom in Seattle says she discovered that her husband was lying to her, all right, and in fact, the whole family. So she had to struggle with, how do I rebuild my life if he had a credit card that I didn't know about and really used it? So we're going to look right now at her experience and how it might help you. Meet Theo Nestor. She had what some might call a picture-perfect life, married with 2 kids, living in a beautiful tree-lined neighborhood in Seattle. But her husband had a secret that was tearing their family apart.
The financial infidelity that existed between my husband and I was that he had a gambling problem that was clear pretty early on in our marriage. But it wasn't just that he gambled and I knew about it and we had debt from it. It was that it was secreted away from me.
Now, once Theo discovered her husband was gambling, they went to counseling in hopes that he would stop. And everything seemed fine for a while.
I had no idea that we were having any problems, that he had been gambling again. And I was going through the charges on my ATM card on the phone, listening to my recent charges, and I heard there had been a $100 withdrawal the night before. When my husband came home about an hour later, I asked him, and he ended up telling me what had been going on. For the last year and a half of our marriage, he had a number of charge cards that I didn't know about and was accruing a lot of debt through playing poker and losing money.
Relationship therapist Dr. Tiffany Davis Henry says telling lies over and over can do irreparable harm to any relationship.
It's horrible to continue a pattern of lying in a relationship because you're never going to be able to repair it. You're never going to be able to rebuild trust.
Once Theo's marriage ended, she got support from friends and used writing as therapy.
Writing a book about the experience was a big part of moving forward.
Her book, How to Sleep Alone in a King-Size Bed, a memoir on starting over, was a way for her to honestly deal with a mess lying had created in her marriage. Dr. Tiffany recommends a few things that people can do to rebuild a relationship after lies.
Number 1, you've got to be transparent, being as open and as honest as possible and letting the chips fall where they may. In addition to that, you'll want to also ixnay the entire peanut gallery. Get rid of all of those ancillary people in your life. And number 3, and this one is really drives home for me, get yourselves into therapy. Enlist the help of a professional that does this and works with this all the time and knows how to help guide you through the mess that you're in so that you can get out of it.
You know, here are your results of our big poll all week about what you think are the most outrageous lies publicly told. According to you and your fellow viewers, after voting all week, the most outrageous public lie has been a recent one. Jodi Arias has told the most outrageous lies before eventually being convicted of killing her ex-boyfriend. You say that Susan Smith comes in second. You know, she's the one who said someone had taken her children. Actually, it was her, had taken their lives. Bernie Madoff is next, lying to people about their investments in a Ponzi scheme. Richard Nixon, I am not a crook. And then President Clinton, I did not have sexual relations with that woman. You can see the rest of the list, which does include Milli Vanilli, at HLNTV.com/Robin.